Welcome home, welcome home.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home.
Jafric Radio.
Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. All will be happy and gay. Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on Jafric Radio. You're listening to Home Sweet Home.
Radio. Jafric Radio.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on Jafric Radio.
You are always welcome home, welcome home.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home.
Jafric Radio.
Come with me on this happy trip back to.
Hello, viewers. Home Sweet Home. We are back again. And we thank you so much for being there with us all the time. We welcome you to Home Sweet Home. If you are there. We went on suspension for about a month ago, and we apologize for this. It was due to some circumstances that was beyond our control. But now, everything is set up, and we are back again. So relax and take your pen. As I always say, take your pen and paper. Put some notes. Because Home Sweet Home had a lot for you. My able panelists are here with me. As you already know, it's in a person of Mr. Kweku Edu. Mr. Kweku Edu, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And our National Women's Ministry leader of the Church of Pentecost. She is the person of Deaconess Mrs. Naomi Zotto Asare. Mama, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I am your host. My name is Abena Poma Foku. A lady with a long name. You viewers, you are welcome. Let me acknowledge the sponsors for this program. We have Bayside Modeling Agency. Bayside Modeling Agency is in Tokyo. The modeling agency which deal with foreign models. If you are a foreigner and you are in Japan and you have a passion to do modeling, just contact Bayside Modeling Agency. And our email at info@bay-side.biz, or you can call Bayside Modeling Agency on this telephone number +81 03 5413 3252.
This is Jafric Radio.
The Church of Pentecost, Japan. Church of Pentecost have 6 branches. In Japan, we have Kawaguchi Assembly, Odaikyo Sagamihara, Nagoya, Osaka, Yokosuka PIWC, and Tokyo Shinjuku IWC. So if you are in Japan and you need a place to worship, just come to the Church of Pentecost. We have Zion Company Limited. Zion Company Limited deals with narrators and translators. So if you are good in translating English to Japanese or Japanese to English or any other language that you are good at, just contact Zion Company Limited on info@zionvoice.base or call 0354133253. We have Afro Kids Japan. Afro Kids Japan is also deals with only the half black mix. If you are half black, then you have to contact Afro Kids Japan because they have a lot to tell you about your culture. And also, if you want to do modeling, they will also train you to do modeling. We have Simon Noble Solicitors. It's in England. They deals with legal issues. So if you have any legal issue, you can contact Simon Noble Solicitors at www.simonoblesolicitors.com. Turmeric Hotel, home away from home. Turmeric Hotel is at East Legon, Accra, Ghana. If you travel to Ghana and you need a place to stay and relax, you can contact Turmeric Hotel at www.turmerichotel.com. Willie Knox James and also 1225. This program, you can still watch us in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the social media. What we want you to do is to like our page on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You follow and share the page. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Jafric Radio. Viewers, we are continuing from where we stopped. Money matters, money matters. Marriage and money. Doctor will say, l'argent, kudi. Money, oh, money. Money matters. Uncle Kweku,
Yes, madam.
we are back again. Oh.
We thank God.
We thank God.
We thank God we are here again. And it's good to be back again because there is no way we can get the best if our home is on fire. If we live in a place where we don't have a comfortable life, we don't have peace, there is no way our life or our well-being will be achieved. So, thank you very much, Madam Moderator.
Thank you.
But as I always do, let me just give a few tidbits on what some people have researched on. Since we are dealing with marriage and money matters, I know today we're going to talk a lot more on money matters.
Money matters.
But let me just give you just one of the reasons why it is necessary to get married, unless you are naturally made not to get married. That one, I think maybe one of these days we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
It says marriage increases sexual fidelity. Marriage increases sexual fidelity. Cohabiting men are 4 times more likely to cheat than husbands. Men who cohabit with women, they are living not as husbands and wives. They are living as cohabitants, concubines. They are not living as married men, married man or married woman. The man is 4 times more likely to cheat than someone who is a husband, someone who is a married man. This is not from me. This is a research that has been conducted. Now, the next one says cohabiting women are 8 times more likely to cheat than wives. Whew. Wow, that is serious. A woman who is not married to a man but are living together is more likely, is 8 times likely to cheat than someone who is comfortably married. I mean, a woman who is comfortably married than a wife. But anyway, this figures is a bit
4 against 8.
No, it's a bit serious. Anyway, married is also the only realistic promise of permanence in a romantic relationship. When 2 people are cohabiting, any of them can leave at any time. But the only thing that can assure your permanency in a romantic relationship is marriage. Now, listen to this. Just 1 out of 10 cohabiting couples are still cohabiting after 5 years.
This is Jafric Radio.
If you take 10 people who are cohabiting, 10 couples who are cohabiting, after 5 years, it's only 1 that will continue to cohabit, that will continue to be together. So it means that cohabiting is not the surest way to go if you want to find a happy home. Because 90% of people who are cohabiting after 5 years separate. They do separate. Now, he said by contrast, 80% of couples marrying for the first time are still married 5 years later. 80% of, so we take 10 people, 10 couples, 8 of them will still continue to marry after 5 years. That is when they are properly married, when the 2 families recognize that they are married couples, compared to the 1 in 10 of cohabiting couples. There's a big difference. Anyway, that is just by the way. And then lastly, marriage may be riskier, I mean all of us, we are aware of that, than it once was. But when it comes to making love last, there is still no better option than being in marriage.
Wow.
So wherever we are, I want to encourage you, if you are cohabiting with someone, take the opportunity. Listen to the figures.
This is Jafric
and
Radio.
advise yourself. Make sure that the 2 families recognize your marriage. Do the proper thing. And I think that will increase the chances of living together for a longer time. And the next time, since we are talking about money, maybe I might add it, but or we may leave it for next time. How married couples who live together, I mean, the number of things they can do in terms of wealth creation. So that was just by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you so
So you
much.
feel
So
It's good
to get married. So maybe
than to cohabit. It is very serious.
Okay.
Yes.
So maybe to add to what Mr. Kwekwedu said, it is one thing getting married. It is another thing staying in marriage. So what I would like to add to what he said, after marriage, you need certain things that will make you to stay in the marriage and have a very happy and successful marriage. So let's look at this. A successful marriage is achieved when couples put on compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, and do a lot of forgiving. All this that we said, it should be covered with love.
Wow.
If you are able to do all these things, we are going to have a happy and a wonderful marriage. That's
Good.
what I could add to it.
All these things are the fruit of the Spirit.
Oh,
That's right.
wonderful.
That's
It's
right.
helping us.
That's right.
Wonderful.
That's right.
Yes. Okay.
So moving on to the money matters in marriage. I think about some weeks ago,
Yes.
we dive a bit deeper into this. Today too, we're continuing. And parting from where we left the other time, I would like to move a bit into the plastic money.
Plastic
The
money.
plastic money. Thanks to technology, thanks to the application of science, we don't have to carry the bulk money we used to carry in our wallet, in our pocket, in our purse, in our bags. We don't have to do that anymore, unless you feel comfortable doing that, because it comes with its disadvantages. You can be robbed at any time. Your wallet or your purse or your bag can get lost at any time. But when your plastic money get lost at any time, nobody can take money from that plastic money bag.
This is
Whatever you
Jafric
call it,
Radio.
Plastic card. Now, plastic money comes in the form of ATM cards, the debit card, the credit card. Some call it a smart card, some call it a charge card, some have other co-branded cards. All of them are plastic money cards. Now, with the technology, it has a lot of advantages. A lot of advantages. Imagine sitting or lying in your bed comfortably, picking up your phone to buy anything at anywhere at any time. Sometimes within the next few hours you have it at your desktops. Sometimes within the next few days you have it in your inbox. You go and pick it up. It is so comfortable. It saves your time, because if you have to drive for about an hour to a shopping mall or to wherever to shop, you can easily do it thanks to the plastic money. Now, one of the things or one of the reports that has become common in the media is what has been termed as the identity fraud, and mostly it is it's happening all over the world. All over the world. I can't remember, one of the most recent report was in Britain, where identity fraud is growing faster than anything else, thanks to technology. Why? Because someone can easily break into your plastic money or your credit card or your debit card, and without having access to the card, you can easily withdraw millions and millions of dollars from your account. It's becoming common. Now, here am I as a married man, here you are as my wife. How do we take advantage of this money? A plastic money. How do we take advantage of it? Though it comes with its disadvantages and advantages.
This is Jafric
I
Radio.
would like to say that we must be extremely careful with the plastic money. Extremely careful, in a sense that the information you are putting on the internet, I mean, I'm talking about the plastic card information, the credit card information, the debit card information you are putting on the internet can easily be stolen. Easily, I am telling you. It can easily be stolen by crackers. I mean, people who are internet fraudsters. They can easily steal those information. So without having access to the card itself, without touching the card itself, they can easily steal the information. I quite remember there was one guy, when I was doing my first degree, I met a guy who had traveled all the way from Ghana to where I was doing my first degree, and he told me he's in a dilemma because he doesn't know what to do. He bought his plane ticket with a stolen credit card, and it has been identified.
Great.
That the ticket he bought was a ticket he bought with a stolen credit card. So when he landed, he was fortunate that he was able to go through the immigration process and came out of the airport. Now here's the case: he was using that place as a transiting point. Now he cannot do the transit.
Serves him well.
Love does not rejoice over
this one.
And then, no, it's a bit dangerous. It's a bit dangerous. But so we have to be very careful when couples we are deciding. I mean, looking at all advantages, we have to make use of it.
Wow.
Because it comes with a lot of advantages, of which we're going to talk about it more later. A lot of advantages, but let us be extremely careful. When you are not sure, don't dare. When you are not sure,
This is
Yeah, I
Radio.
just want to ask a question. How can we be extremely careful? Once when you enter into, you go to bank to save and they give you this card, you might not know anything about it. All that you know is that you have your card with you. And whatever is going on in the internet, you have no idea. So how can one be careful about this?
you know, one of the things that we all make, and one of the mistakes we all make, I believe the three of us here, maybe we might have also made a mistake. But probably we are yet to know it. Using plastic money has a number of complicated terms and conditions of which we don't know.
Okay.
I quite remember when a colleague of mine had a problem with his credit card. He had wanted to report it to the police, but when he went to the police station,
This
you know
is
what the
Jafric
police
Radio.
told him? Bring the your terms and conditions of which you were issued it. When the police got there and said, but there is nothing we can do about it. Because the terms and conditions says this and that. And you went contrary to it. So that's one of the ways we can be a bit careful. Make sure we understand the terms and conditions of the issuing company of that particular card. That is one. Two, when you suspect that a credit card, an internet where you're going to make payment with your credit card, when you suspect it could be fraud, don't try it. Besides that, there are popular websites or popular shopping mall websites where you can easily buy things. For those ones, they are a bit safe, because still people can still penetrate and steal your information. They are a bit safe because they are well known. Okay, it doesn't mean that the new ones coming up are not safe, but you must do your background check before you go into any of this. One of the things that I think is not helping us is that we don't like reading. We don't like reading at all. I don't know if you quite remember what happened recently in Ghana about the Dr. UN award. A fake award was instituted in Ghana and was given to prominent individuals in Ghana, including the whole vice chancellor of a university. It was just some few days after that it was the UN issued a statement to disclaim that it doesn't know anything about the UN Kofi Annan UN what award.
Wow.
Because we failed to read. So I think I'm talking too much, but I mean,
we need to know. So
it's necessary.
still continue.
It's necessary. Let me bring in this last point before my co-panelist comes
This is
in.
Jafric Radio.
Now, with the use of the plastic money, it is very easy to overspend. Very easy to overspend. Why? Because it is convenient for me to spend now and pay later. I don't have the money yet, but I prefer to spend it. Money I don't have it. I prefer to spend it because it gives me some, we call it a fiscal space. Not physical, fiscal. Like it gives me a lot of space to operate or to use my money for other things. Okay, so it makes it very easy for me to do it. And by the time you realize you will spend, and when they take it from your account, that's when you begin to wonder what has happened. Where did the money go? What did I do with the money? But when you get your statement, that's when you realize that, oh my goodness, I bought that. If you don't take care, monies that you have not planned for,
It's true.
you will use it. The use of plastic money is so convenient, dangerous too. So let's be very careful.
Is it necessary to have?
Maybe probably you can help us with that.
I'm thinking, is it so that I've been wondering so much into rates. Is it necessary for us to have a credit card?
But I think it depends. As for me, honestly speaking, I don't have,
Okay.
because I need to check myself very well.
Okay.
For example, if you are a salary earner and you know that at the end of the month I have a fixed amount that I received every month. So if you get a credit card and you use it for buying, whatever it is, that same fixed amount of money you'll be paying through. So it doesn't help, honestly, to me, to check your do your financial check very well. It doesn't help. Well, it depends on me, but I don't know.
But I really like the way you put it. It depends on the individual.
Yes.
I like it that way. It depends on the individual.
So maybe it's good for some people who are doing businesses and other stuff, but for me, because sometimes when you look at some catalog and you see, if I have a credit card, I would have bought this. But you don't have. So what is your story? You don't buy.
So it means without it, it will even help your spending.
I think so. To me,
Somehow, you know, madam, what happened is, for example, if you've made it, you want to make an investment somewhere, you can ask the the investment company to deduct at source. I mean, those ones, they are quite reasonable to use your credit card if you want to, so that it will be deducted at source. Right from the end of the month or the beginning of the month, so that you don't get hold of that money. Because when you get hold of that money, you may also use it for something else. In that sense, it is very useful. It's very useful. But to be frank with you, it is useful depending on the individual.
So maybe I'll also think that all boils down to planning, how you plan it. So maybe is it necessary for the husband and the wife to have maybe my husband has a credit card, I also have, or we have one credit card that we can all use. which one will be the best? As we said, it depends on the individual.
That's right.
You plan, so maybe to be able to avoid the disadvantages that comes with the use of credit card, like overspending, impulse buying, and other things. We all need to have to plan our spending, and if that comes to play, I think we will be able, in one way or the other, avoid the disadvantages that is associated with the use of credit cards.
Wow. That is great. So viewers, you heard it by yourself. If you go for a credit card, or just as Uncle Kweku said, plastic money, you can still do it, but you have to think about it very,
But
very
you know
well.
what, madam, let's think about this. Imagine you've gone to a restaurant with your friends, knowing that you have about $100 in your pocket, and you can, not even your friends, with your family, knowing that you can foot the bill with your $100, and after eating you realize that you don't have that money on you, but you have a plastic money. Don't you think at that moment that plastic money would be the best option
Yeah.
in order to save any embarrassment? You have no option than to use that.
but you yourself, when you are going to that place, you know that you have this.
No, I don't mean you didn't plan to take money. You forgot.
Okay, you forgot.
That is
the-
possible.
Okay.
That is
And
possible.
when you check your pocket and the money is not there, you have to come back home.
Oh my goodness! No. I mean, you
But
know,
after finish,
that's after finishing,
okay.
because you were so sure that you have it in your
After finishing
pocket.
will be
You
a
realize
problem.
that is
oh.
Okay, now let us take it
Okay.
from this way, because you see, this same plastic money, despite its advantages, has also been is a fertile ground for marriages to get dissolved. Oh yes, it is a fertile ground. It is a fertile ground. Why? For example, if we have, the two of us, we use one plastic card, one plastic money card. I may use it without the consent of the other.
Yes, it's true.
But at the end of the day, when the bill comes, my wife, or either my husband or my wife, will get to know that I have used the card.
Exactly.
Wow.
Something we never planned. Because if it's one card we're using, at least all of the two of us, we have to, be in agreement that we are going to use the card for this and that and that and that, and nothing else.
Yeah.
So if I decide to use it to do anything other than what we have agreed upon, I am telling you, this can be a basis of which a marriage can collapse.
It's true. We have
Plastic money, it's one of the most dangerous weapons. At the same time, one of the most useful things in marriage when it comes to finances.
But I think with all this, that comes out with the transparency. So usually when we come to marriage, and especially on money matters, what is mine, yours, those kind of things should be erased, and everything we do should be ours. So it should be a planned something. There is some families, they have issue talking about finance in the marriage. So what they end up doing is to split responsibilities. You do this, I also do that. If I take care of my responsibilities, the rest of the money, I could use it to whatsoever, I could use it to do anything I want. It sounds so good, but at the long run, it doesn't help enough. Supposing maybe I am a woman, and along the line, I need to cut my working hours. maybe to take care of the children, to take care of the house, or pursue further education or something, it means my income is going to reduce. So I will not be able to take care of my responsibility as we've shared it. So financial infidelity comes in. Maybe I need to depend on my husband for support and a whole lot of things. So sometimes with this splitting of the bills too, it may sound good, but the best thing that we could do as couple is to do it together, combine the thing, then we try to look our bills, we make everything flexible for something that will benefit the two of us. The money is a resource that have been given to us to take care of. It's not supposed to come and tear us apart. All boils down to planning, transparency, and understanding.
That is great. If planning, transparency, and understanding is working, I think we will not have these problems that we are talking about. And we've been talking of this planning for a very long time, I think.
That's true.
Yes, I know that our viewers have had a lot of this. They have heard of it. And I think for now, all of them who are watching us, I mean, they are thinking about it as to what to do. So, money, it's always create problems, but we need to solve them. We need to solve them. Money matters. Money matters.
So as we continue, we're taking it from the plastic money back to the property investment. Property investment. Many people do agree that investment is one of the best things to do as married couples. Why? As married couples, I mean, the two of you, you can still have you can be a salary worker. You can earn your money at the end of the month. You can get it at the end of the month, or you can also have your own business where you get your daily income or your weekly income. But besides this two, it is always advisable to go into what
This is Jafric
some
Radio.
call it property investment or money investment. They are not the same. One is property, the other one is more liquid than the property. Money investment and property investment. Imagining your couples, your husband is a salaried worker, the lady, you might be owning your own business or whatever it is. The two of you have different source of income. By the end of the day, you have income. It is advisable to have a third source of income. Why? You know, these days it's very easy to have your money work for you. It's very easy to have your money work for you. I know a lot of people who are salaried workers who have never been to farm, yet they are farmers. They own huge lands of farmland. 10 acres, 20 acres. I quite remember in Kofurudi, a colleague of mine who is a salaried worker, had about 20, was it about 20? I don't remember the exact acre of land. 20. You know, 1 acre of land is about 1 football field. 20 of them of cocoa farm. And he had made so much money from that cocoa farm to the extent that he was making investment in properties. The BNI had to come in because they didn't understand how a young man of your age can buy those properties being a salaried worker. At least they know the average salary of any salaried worker. So you can't be working in this office and be making buying these properties. So the BNI came in. They were going to investigate this guy, and they did investigate this guy. Because he knew where his money was coming from, he was a bit stubborn. But at the end of the day, they discovered that, the guy had 20 acres of cocoa farm, earning him thousands of Ghana cedis every year. So, money investment, property investment. Let me start with the money investment. I think the last time we had lovely callers talking about, it's not advisable to invest. Put your money in a bank or invest it with in an investment portfolio, because in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, the money will be valueless. It will lose its value. Here is the trick. If I have $100 and I want to invest it, I will have to make sure that I invest it at a place.
This is Jafric Radio,
where the interest rate is more than the inflation rate. Let me put it this way. If you have $100 and you invest it in a month, where inflation rate is about 7%, at the end of the year, you are not going to have, the value of the $100 will reduce by 7%. So you're going to have $93. Okay. But you will have to make sure that you are investing at a place where the interest is more than the 7%. So if you have a place where interest is about 12%, it is advisable to invest at this particular area. Or this, I don't know whether it's a bank or an investment, what have you. Because when you take the 7% out, you'll be left with 5%. So at the end of the year, if you invested $100, you have $105. You're not going to lose any 7%. Your money will not go down because the interest rate is higher than that of the inflation. And it is always advisable to make a lot of check before you invest.
That's right.
We have Ponzi schemes. All of us are aware of what is going on currently in Ghana. A lot of people have lost millions and millions of cedis, and people have even died out of this. We call it what's the name? Something bubbled. I've forgotten the name. This is financial term. Most people think, wow, getting about 40% interest every year. I quite remember most people even went to the extent of taking loans from the bank and investing it in these Ponzi schemes that promises 40% interest, 50% interest.
Wow.
I'm sorry, this will not be helpful. Let me be careful with my choice of words. It was so lovely. It was so good to hear that I'm going to get 40% of, as interest of whatever I invest. But we must be a little bit careful. I will always go for something like a treasury bill. I'll always go in for something like a treasury bill.
Great.
Because it's the money I'm giving to the government. The government can never say, I'm not going to pay you
Cannot run
back.
away.
It cannot even run away. That's another thing. The government cannot say, I am running away. I'm not going to pay you.
Yeah.
And always, government interest on treasury bill is always higher than the inflation rate. Always.
Wow.
So that is that on the money investment.
Money
and I think later
investment.
we'll talk about the property investment.
Wow.
In fact, couples, I am telling you, couples, it is very difficult to take something out of your money, the money you get, your income, and invest it. I will not lie to you. It is extremely difficult. Because it's very easy for us to live from hand
To mouth.
very easy, and we feel comfortable. Sometimes we feel comfortable. Sometimes it's not because we want to, but it's because the situation has made it so. Auntie, near me person me can you say, yes, edidida eye, a saying, as in day, edidibra. Edidida, yes, sing edidibra. Some did the piano, a yes, say, made the deeper cope, we did the shame of food. Now it's not many be near. And tis a medica cred now. I'm a fabin see. Now a chinanso, maniaca cra, idiot. Near me passing a canyon. Yes, you can't a general swimmer, a yakitikitikiti. Indeed, 1 shilling year, 1 shilling year, Ojia ne kowano, Ojia ne kowano. Nancy, you me a one. You bet me, aye, I'm an abroso.
Wow. You beat me, aye, I'm an abroso. We can do more.
I think it is important. Saving is very important.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a very important thing as married couples to save for any kind of eventuality that might arise along the way in the marriage. So I think it is a good thing. But how to go about it, as he said earlier on, is the most difficult one.
Yes.
But what I believe is anything that you want to do, when you put your mind to it, you tell your mind that this thing I will be able to do it. There is nothing that you cannot do. So when you put it in your mind, maybe at the end of the month, I want to save 10% of my salary. You have made that mindset. So maybe at the end of the month, if in Japan you are
This is Jafric Radio.
100,000 yen. So 10% of 100,000 is going to be 10,000. So when you put it in your mind like that, at the end of the month, you tell your mind, my money is not 100,000.
That's right.
It's 90,000. So at the end of the month, I'm going to take 90,000. You forget about that one.
Right.
Yes. As he says, saving is very difficult. But when you made your mind to it, I think it is going to be very easy and you will be able to do it. And it is best as married couples, husband and wife, you plan it. It's not that the wife is having her own savings somewhere and the husband is also having his own savings somewhere. When it comes to that, it doesn't help. So it should be a combined something to do as husbands and
wives. Wow.
And you know what? Let me clarify this. Because there's a there's a difference between savings and investment. It's not the same. Married couples never go for savings unless you want to go and put the money down and pick it up in a month's time, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Those ones are called savings.
Uncle Kuku, why?
Because no, it's this way. Because the interest on savings is nothing.
Yeah, as for that one, yes.
You will not gain anything if you have like $1,000. Mind you, if you put it at the bank for 1 year, if you don't take care, you go and you have an interest of about 0.6%.
Yeah.
Yes, that is savings, because I mean that money is used by the bank to give out loans, and they'll be charging like 20-30%. While they give you like less than 1%. But if it is an investment, you know that it's a fixed investment. For 1 year, you're not going to touch it. For 2 years, you're not touching it. For 3 years, you're not touching it. At a fixed rate of 10%, 20%, you are so sure that at the end of the year or at the end of 2 years, 3 years, I have this amount of money I'm going to pick from the bank.
But here lies the case. Maybe, as you are saying, maybe you use $1,000 for the savings.
Okay.
But I don't have the $1,000, so I have to save every month to get that $1,000 to do the investment. So I think this place, doesn't the saving come into play?
It's this way. There are investment companies who, I mean, you can top it up every month. So
This is
you don't
Jafric
necessarily
Radio.
need to save it and have a bulky money before you go and invest it. You can put every month $100, $50, $10, and they will accept it. So I mean, they have a way of doing the calculation of which. That is why I always say it's very important you read to understand what you're doing.
That's for
If you
that
don't
one,
read
it's
and understand
very-
what you are doing, I'm afraid you may be throwing your money away.
And
You may be throwing your money away.
Uncle Kweku, for example, those of us in Japan here, where everything is written in Japanese language, and even speaking is even a problem. How much more reading the hiragana, katakana, and even adding kanji to it? How are you going to understand? Sometimes they will come and explain it to you as they have written, but you might not even get the understanding of it. If you find yourself in this situation as a couple, what?
You know, this is a very difficult situation. Let me tell you a story I read here in Japan. I was amazed. As an investment banker, you as an investment banker, and I decide to make an investment because I have some money, I think, lying down idle. I come to you for advice because I am, when it comes to financial literacy, I'm down. I don't know much about it. So I come to you as an investment banker for advice. I was so surprised to read of the advice given
This
by
is
the investment
Jafric
banker
Radio.
to the client.
Wow.
An opposite let me put it, advice. I was so shocked.
Really?
So that is one of the disadvantages for especially foreigners who are in Japan, because we don't have dominion over the language.
That's right.
Sometimes even in places where you go for services and you have to sign for for a particular service, the terms and conditions are written in Japanese. Even if they have the
Everything.
English version, they will tell you.
They don't have.
Even if they have, they will tell you in case there is a problem, the one in Japanese
That's it.
will be used, or it's more superior than the one in English because that's the translated version.
Yes.
And we're going to use the Japanese version. If you go to court, and you will sign. So they have an advantage over you.
Yes.
That is that's one of the greatest disadvantage. Language barrier.
So it's
Language barrier. In fact, I think we will have to find a better way of doing it with respect to that of the language, because the language it's really not helping in some way.
yeah.
In some way, you don't get more information, because the whole thing is if you have information, you have money. If you have information, you have power.
Yes.
If you have information, you know what to do.
You know
Yes, the
what
case you
to
don't have
do.
information.
Yes.
It is in Japanese.
Yes.
What
yes.
should you do?
So in this case, is it advisable to do investment in a language that you understand better?
I think so, madam.
As for
I
that
think
one,
so.
yes,
I
ma'am.
think so.
I think that
I think
that
so.
one will be.
I think so. So, for the language aspect, I think you rarely give the answer. I mean, better you do it in a language that you can read and understand. Though I'm not saying that is the situation here in Japan, but that is what I read. I read it and I was so shocked. Because you people have been here in Japan for so many years. You know how the Japanese, how friendly, how helpful
very,
they are,
very
how
friendly.
helpful they are. So I was amazed to have read that coming from an investment banker. A wrong advice. And in that report, they even said that some people intentionally do that. Yes. Some people intentionally do that. It doesn't mean that all of them are doing that. I mean, Japanese are very friendly people, very helpful people. But as to why that person did that, we don't know. We don't know.
So I think as we are talking about finance to bring joy and happiness into our marriage, we should not also forget the part that talks about
This is Jafric Radio.
financial personality. We all have different financial personality,
Yeah.
because some love to shop.
Of course. Ladies in
Especially-
particular.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say.
Are you sure?
About 95% of women
For
shoppers.
ladies, we are aware of that.
Yes, because we like beautiful things.
Of course.
You.
That is why we always.
Okay, and
But some of us, we don't do.
so maybe you fall
We don't do.
you fall under the 5%. And some people too, they like to save. They like to save. So if you look through the marriage something, it is a mystery sometimes.
This is Jafric Radio.
Because if you
That is
look
true.
into it,
That is true.
two personality same cannot come together. Either one is a spender, the other is a saver,
That's true.
another is a shopper, or another is a debtor. So different. So for us to bring also peace when it comes to finance in our marriage, we should identify our personality
That's
and
right.
that of our wife or husband. And if we are able to do that, that will also help to solve this kind of financial incapability that is bringing so much trouble into our marriages.
Yeah, mommy, we heard you. Very soon we'll go on commercial break, and we'll come back very soon. So, for the next 2 minutes, we'll go on break. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then let me. We that's the money investment. Now let's shift a bit to the property investment. Imagine you and your husband or you and your wife. Besides your usual income, imagine your account being hit by, let's say, $1,500, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, or $1 million every month because of a property you
This is Jafric Radio.
Imagining the sort of life that family will live. I know it is very difficult to put money aside and invest it either in property or in any other thing. But it is always advisable. Listen to what the expert says. It says, though sometimes some of the properties do depreciate, it loses value as the year goes by. But experts believe that the value of property, I'm talking of property like buildings, like land and so forth, they double itself every 7 years. The value of that property double itself every 7 years. So let us assume that you bought a land for about $5,000.
Yeah.
I have never seen it, or I have never heard it. Probably you've heard it or you've seen it somewhere, that someone bought a land for about $5,000, and in the following year, selling that same land, the value reduces to like $1,000 or $2,000.
Bought it 7,000?
No, he bought it for like 5,000.
5,000.
And the following year, or 2 years, or 3 years, or 5 years down the lane,
It reduced.
reselling it, the owner decided to sell it for like $1,000 or $2,000.
Right. Well,
I mean, that is not possible.
This is Jafric
And what
Radio.
happens as the year goes by, the value always goes up.
goes up, yes.
So
that's
making
true.
investment in land, making investment in property, experts say that in 7 years' time, the value will double itself. So if you bought it for $5,000, 7 years' time, that same piece of land can be sold for $10,000. If you bought it for $10,000, that same piece of land can be sold for $20,000. If it is a property, it can be, if you bought it for $1 million, In 7 years' time, that same property, if you want to sell it, can be sold for $2 million. You know, in Japan here, there are families. There are families who do not work because their family owns properties. And the money coming from the properties alone is more than enough to take care of them for the next years to come. I know it's very difficult, but we have to start from somewhere.
Of course.
You say, nkakra and a botwa. Nkakra and a botwa.
And kakra ena ebotwa. We want to end here for a break, and we will come back very soon. So stay tuned. Don't go away.
Chen mami bo komo bi min komo nyina ni de mi udo nkrofo ntasi odona mi o ma wo nkutonu obi are ni wa obotu asisa ma dwen wo wo
osut na mi chen mami bo komo bi en komo nyina ni de obi anyi wo se Nami chen mami mpogo nkomobi Inkomo nyina renyite Wasamye masa
Semetse unza mi hunza mi emumpo Medagendo suwo mi mwa Wawire chichiri mami mije Baby nami chen mami mpogo nkomobi Minkomo nyina renyite Meye wapieza mauta Wondo achemima
Misi mebyazi nyina mawo
Wonwenije achemima
Deminsi, don't you break my heart Nami chen mami komobi Inkomo nyina renite Obiani wanyuse Nami chela mami mbogo komobi Inkomo nyina renite Wasamye masa
Shemima
Missy Maria's in Yinamawo
Wonwenije Ashemima Baby
Deminsi, don't you break my heart
channel, Mammy Mo, Nkomobi, Nkomoni Nani there. The new day, Odos from Kwa. Samuel Nama, Menu and Biro Obiara. Samuel Winnie Marimpwa, Miss Ronina, Ayokra. Samit Wonza, Muza Miyamu.
This is Jafric Radio.
Baby, it's Namiche, Mammy Mbom, Komobi, Menkomoni Narende, Mewa Peza Mauda.
Sinamiche, Mammy Mbom, Komobio.
Hey, 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 Minama, baby, Polia. Sakripia, Kashemio. Tra-la-la,
Coffee.
tra-la-la, hey, hey, Come on, Pauline.
Hello, viewers. We are welcome back. You are listening to Home Sweet Home. If I am there, Home Sweet Home. We are talking of money matters, marriage and money.
This is Jafric Radio.
Our Enisika. We have heard a lot from our mama and our uncle. Yes, so it's left with us to make decisions how we spend our money and where we have to invest and where we do not have to. So what we want to say is the decision is ours. The decision is yours. But what we are trying to do, we are helping you to make your home sweet. We don't need to hear that a home sweet home listener is fighting with his or her husband over money. Yeah, so we want all of you to take notes of all the things that we've been saying here. And I know that it will bring peace in our homes. Before we went on break, Uncle Kuku was talking about the investment savings.
Yeah.
Yes. Property savings. Yeah, property investment. So we will want him to continue from where he stopped. So don't go away. Less. Uncle.
So we were talking about doubling the value of investment being doubled at the end of every 7 years. In fact, I will never and ever advise you to invest in property if making an ends meet. I mean, getting a daily meeting your daily need is extremely difficult. I will never advise you to go into property investment. Other than that, you may be tempted to go and steal and to make investment. Sometimes you may wonder why back home, why civil servants who we know the amount of money they get averagely, some of them make huge investment. You ask yourself where they get the money from. So if you are a couple and you are still finding a way to make ends meet daily, it's not advisable to think about this now. But you can have that as one of your goals as you go. you can have it at the back of your mind that, well, when things go on well, when things begin to pick up, this is one of our goals. This is one of the things we want to do. Unfortunately for us, as humans as we are, couples, we always have the best plans when we are in difficult times.
That's it.
It looks like it's, I don't know if I would say it's natural. I don't want to say that. Because we have the best plans when we are in financial distress. When we get this money, we're going to use it for that. We're going to put this here.
Yeah.
We're going to do this here. But the moment we get the money,
Then other things.
we don't tell what to use the money for. The money tells us what to use it for. The money tells us, hey, take me here. Buy me. I mean, it's so funny. So please, if you are not in that position now, don't rush and don't get worried. Plan, and plan well.
And pray.
And pray.
Yes, because the reason why some people say money is blood, money is a spirit, money is like a bird. So it's true. Every money has some kind of, will I say spirit? Some kind of things backing it. So I think before you get your money, that's why I was listening to one man of God, and his message touched me so much. He said, if you get your money, for it to be secure, to prevent this one, the money tell you, go here, pass this way, use me for this. When you take your money, take your tithe first, before you start any other thing. So it's like an insurance to safeguard against those kind of money.
Familiar.
So use me. So he was suggesting that as Christians, to safeguard our money against that, we should the first thing you should do when you get your money is to take out your tithe. It means you are presenting the whole thing. Yes. There might be because if you listen to the spirit, what is backing this country we are, the money that we have, the yen, the kind of, or sometimes before they even pay you, the places the money passes before it gets into your hands, as salary to you, you don't know. So as Christians, the best thing you should do, take it out, and as I said, you should plan. Yes, you should plan before the money comes. The money comes before you start planning.
You cannot even plan when it comes.
Yes, so you should always plan and pray before you start using the money.
That's very, very important. Now,
it's true.
So,
before you come, how about some people have money and our so-called prophets will say, bring the money and let me pray over it before you use it. So all these things that we are doing, it's helping us because maybe mostly it's about women problem.
So I think our uncle already said it.
This is Jafric Radio.
We are not ready to learn.
Yes, that is true.
We are not ready to learn because if as a Christian you will sit there and somebody will tell you that bring money for me to do this for you, then I will say you are still a baby. Because since the Lord Jesus Christ came to die, He has given us authority and power. He is even living in us.
Yes.
So when I open my mouth, it is in the name of Jesus. So things that the prophet can do, I can also do it. Exactly. The authority have been given to me. To take charge and take control. So why should I sit there and a so-called prophet should deceive me to do this? And you could imagine the kind of money these people will take and go and give to such people.
Even gold. Oh my.
Yeah.
So it's like we are sleeping. We are not ready to learn. We have left it, the Bible that is supposed to lead us, we have left it aside, and we are assuming they are more
connected to God.
Sometimes, because 3 days ago during our teaching, the one leading the teaching was saying that when she was growing up, she was told to she grew up to believe that the Holy Bible is holy. It is holy, so even if you touch it, you go insane.
Oh my goodness.
So that was the teaching that she received when she was growing up. The father was a priest, and everybody respects him so well. There is a Bible in their sanctuary in the house, but you dare not touch it because he said it is holy. So if you touch it, you'll be insane. And so as they go along, if they see somebody with a Bible, they run because they feel that this person is insane. Lack of knowledge, my people perish. It is.
Now it's very sad because most of the Christians of today have become lazy Christians.
Lazy Christians.
Lazy Christians in the sense that I don't want to read, but I'm ready to follow the directions and the commands of my prophet. Oh, he is more connected to God than I am. So I will follow his instructions. I'm sorry. This has brought about a collapse of many marriages.
A lot.
Because monies that are meant for the family, you rightly said it's mostly done by our wives. By the women. They would take the money because the pastor says or the prophet says that.
This is Jafric Radio.
The bad spirits attached to this money, so bring it for me to
sometimes
cast the demon out. And casting the demons out, the money will not come back again.
And I think we've even heard of instances where you rightly said gold taking family
Let
gold.
me pray for your gold.
Family
And
property.
the next 5 years, the gold vanished.
Oh my goodness.
It's so interesting.
Why have we become so lazy?
We need to open our eyes.
So if you are listening as a Christian, the Bible is available to all of us. Have time every morning or every day. Try as much as possible to have communication with your maker, your creator. Let him direct you and lead your path. And let us stop listening to people, prophets, and whatsoever. We have the truth available to us. There are so many mysteries, power, authority in the word that when we are able to spend time with it, we will go very far. But because of laziness and lack of knowledge, so many things are going astray.
It's true. We are not saying we don't have, genuine prophets.
Of course
we have. But we are talking of those who collect some people's money, and at the end of the day, they will not get it back again. And it's bringing problems in marriages. Others filing for divorce as a result of these things. So we need to be extra careful as married couples, the way we handle our financial issues. Yes.
Uncle Kweku, I think with this one we'll also look at another aspect of financial difficulty we have when it comes to managing finance with extended family. It's a very big issue that we need to talk about, try as much as possible to do something about how to handle the family money in relation to the extended family. Maybe my husband's sister's husband lost the job. So
oh my goodness.
My in-laws
grandfather
the long division extended family
is sick. My brother's sister is going for further education and there is no money. How do we handle those kind of things? Sometimes the financial burden on one party is more than that of the other. In this case, how do we handle it? It is something that also bring problems into marriages. And one thing that I have learned is that we have to try as much as possible to handle it by communicating. When we are able to communicate on this, I think, but most of the time, it is difficult to talk about issues like this.
Very difficult.
What do you think? Because
No, Deaconess, you are right. You are right. Imagine, I'm a man. I'm married to a woman, and imagining my mom getting up one day and telling me, "Hey, do you know how I suffered before I took you to school?" I may be having nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, and they are long and extended family divisions. And that my wife too will also have her version. The sisters, the brothers, the parent, and what have you. How do we live within our means and then have excess? That's just one dimension of it. And have excess to take care of the extended family. How do we live within our that small money we have? Though we might not have excess, but how do we manage it in order to take care of the others?
This is Jafric Radio.
There is one thing I think we have to make it very clear. And I think it's already clear, but just that we sometimes forget about it. When I am married to you, I am married to your extended family.
That's right.
That extended family, I am married to them. So I have to make sure that whatever I have in my hand, manage it to the extent that we'll be able to meet our immediate needs. Like those basic ones, our shelter, our food, our clothing. And then try to extend hand to the extended family. In fact, it is not an easy thing. Because this has also brought about a lot of collapse in our marriage. A lot of marriages would have been collapsed because of this. The external family pressure.
External family pressure.
Here is the case. I was even discussing with them. Taking is that one of the couple's family may be a bit better off than the other. How do we balance this?
The equation.
Because if the two of us, we decide to push more money into the extended family of maybe the lady, and putting just something small in that of the man, there might be a problem somewhere. If it's the other way around too, there might be a problem somewhere. So the couples, you have become the center of everything.
Yeah.
How do we manage the letter coming in? And mind you, our external family doesn't know how much we get, how much we earn. They don't know our expenses. They don't know whether it's even enough for us. They don't even know whether we have excess. They don't even know whether we are living on loans. They don't even know whether we are getting money from other friends and so forth in order to have a decent life. They don't know. And mind you, they don't. Most of them.
This is Jafric Radio.
Most of them do not care. There are very few who will try to understand your situation. But in all things, family is one of the most important element or thing that you cannot do away with if you want to have peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Because in your marriage, if you are not doing what is expected of you for your mom, your father, or maybe your siblings, and then other nephews and so forth, I am telling you, you might not have peace of mind.
But sometimes this kind of thing, is it mindsets that we need to correct? Because, for example, maybe I have a brother. If I'm comparing here in Japan and back in Ghana. Okay, so this in Japan, they don't try to let their burden be your burden. Even grandparents save money for their grandchildren.
That's right.
So even how if the grandmother is able to even save money, so it means that grandmother is not even looking up to the children for anything, because they are up and doing.
The children will not even give, because that is not the system.
So sometimes you think that has our system, our way of thinking made our people to be lazy. Maybe there was, for example, there was this one lady. He has a younger brother who was in the university, and after graduating, he has about 3 months to go for national service. And national service, you are going for, you need rent and some other things.
That's right.
And this 3 months, this boy was just going around like wasting time. Meanwhile, this 3 months, he could have used it to do something beneficial, that he'll get some money to work on the rent or something. But he knows that my elder sister is here, my brother is here, this person is going to support me. So he ended up doing nothing. So in this case, must we help in such a situation? And if we help, are we not promoting laziness?
Some may have genuine cases that we need to attend to, and others might just think that I have those who can sponsor me, so let me relax.
And the worst part of it is sometimes if you do that, the money they didn't work for it, so they don't even value.
You are right.
That money. So they can sometimes, you'll be surprised that you are using an outmoded mobile phone. You go back and the kind of phone that people they are using, you marvel, really? Like seriously. So sometimes as the lady was talking, it makes me feel as if maybe those kind of support, it is making our people lazy not to do, like to help themselves, because I know this one is at America, it's in London, it's in Japan, it's in China.
But believe me, those are not in Ghana. We are suffering, It's just by the grace of God.
So this issue of extended family
that's true.
and finance in marriage, it's something else that I think we need to talk about, especially as he was saying, you talk about it with having your mind on your goals, your hopes, things you plan to achieve, so you don't have to neglect yourself whilst you are looking up to others.
But I think just as we can take 10% of our tithes to God, just for God to protect our money for us, or it's a requirement, let me say that. It is not, a money doubling game. It's a requirement. So as we can also, save a little amount to cater for the extended family when the needs arises. So I think it's better we also think about it. If not, by the time we realize, it will also create a very big problems in our marriages, because maybe if my family members want me to help them, genuinely they have problems, they have trouble, that they need my assistance, and I may be capable of helping them, and ignore. I think it will create a lot of issues. So the little that we can, we must try as much as possible to also extend our hands to them, but encourages them also to do something. I think one brother said that her mother always on him, bring me money for this and that, and he told the mother, you are not old enough that you cannot work, so please find something doing. So that even if the time that you may call and I am sick, I'm not going to work, I cannot have anything to give to you. But you can be dependent by yourself. So find something doing. And the mother was so mad at him. He would say, hey, I feel the I will catch me. I feel the walk could drop no. I tell us medium your quadrufour, mean pay Juma. But he tried and explained it well to the mother. And the mother also thought of it and started doing something. And let me now the woman owns her own restaurant, which she has employed many ladies who are helping her.
So she could have done something, but she was just sitting.
So some people need our encouragement to start something, and others may even ignore. If you don't give me money, just stop. Yeah. And others, the worst part of it is that when you have tried your best to give, they say, so this is what you have given me. Meanwhile, if you ask that money, they will not have to give. But if you are supporting them with it, it will be a problem. So we need to, try our best as we can. If the needs arises, I think it will be fine. And those that need advice, we need to advise them.
So if I understand you well, it means maybe there are genuine ones and not genuine ones.
Yes.
So if it comes to the family's table, if the genuine ones, we try as much as possible to communicate about it in honesty, to convey our hopes, our expectations between each other. And I think we should try as much as possible to practice empathy.
That's right.
To put ourselves in the person's shoes. Because sometimes some couples, either the husband or the wife, doesn't have that. So they feel maybe my sister needs help. I've told you, hey, do you have a house? Do you have a car? Do you have this? Why should we use the family's money that we want to use for this to go and help your sister who wants to go to school? There are some couple, either husband or wife, that they don't have that spirit of empathy. They don't feel. So they are self-centered. And if such a thing happens, that is when the communication should work very.
This is Jafric Radio.
You need to explain things. It is very difficult, but I think we should try as much as possible. And those of our husbands or wives that are very selfish and self-centered, I think we need to advise ourselves. Selfishness, self-centeredness in marriage doesn't help, especially when it comes to this financial issue and the extended family.
It's true. It's true. Uncle Kweku,
I think
do you have anything to say?
You've said. I think you've said it all. That was a brilliant submission. And sometimes people will feel they own you. You are theirs. So if I say I need this money to do this, whether you like it or not, you have to. You were trying to say that it makes them a bit lazy. You are right. That is true. That is true. It is because of our
This is Jafric Radio.
Culture.
Our culture.
Our culture, yeah.
Oh, me wafa si me nanai me sa. So most of us, as we grow, we don't want to be independent. We want to be dependent on. Oh, you feel so abroach today. You don't know the kind of street no sesa. Nipa sesa no timi sesa bi. I'm out for some.
So I want to
I heard of a story. Very quick one. The man was doing everything possible to make the wife and the kids comfortable back home in Ghana. The man did everything possible. Any little money he gets, he sent it back home. They have been able to build, I think it's a 3 or 4 bedroom house.
Wow.
And try to take care of the kids and that of the wife. He gave an invitation to the wife to come to join him. The wife came in and saw that the man didn't even have cooking utensils. I'm telling you. And the man, the lady was so mad at the man. So what do you mean? How can you be living here without this and that and that and that? You know, that brought an end to their marriage.
Oh my.
Yes. Why? Because the man was doing all the sacrifices to make sure that they live well. Yet when the lady joined him, because of her ungratefulness, that brought an end to their marriage.
Oh.
And they are no more together. They are no more together.
Oh.
So, I mean, those who are a bit outside, I bet you, you are doing well. I must confess, you're doing well because the family pressure coming from back home is so much. Whether you are working or not, whether your papers are in order or not, whether you have that or not, all what they know or they expect from you is,
this is Jafric Radio.
So I have all the pressures.
Okay, Uncle Kwaku, hold on for me. Viewers, if you want to contribute, if you want to ask questions, you can phone in this number +81 when you're outside Japan, 7042319331. If you are in Japan, 07042319331. You can call, you can phone in and bring out your ideas. If you have questions, you can still ask questions, and my able panelists will answer you very well. So, Uncle Kwaku, please continue.
So, this external family issues, the couples, in fact, you have a lot of work to do. Married man, married woman, it's up to the two of you. I don't think there is a formula or there is a specific way of dealing with this. But if there is, I think it all sum it up in communication. I think so. If I agree with you that, look, your sister is going to school. We don't have much. Can we save this little and communicate to the rest of the family that this is how much we can support her with? Let the others come on board. The fact that they are outside Ghana, they are in America, they are in Japan, they are in the UK, they are wherever, doesn't mean that they have the financial muscle to foot the bill of your sister going to school. This is how much we can support them with. Others, come on board. Let us all team up. When it is my turn, when my brother or my sister is also going to school, let us also communicate among ourselves, the two couples. Let us get in touch with the external family. External family and tell them, look, this is how much we can also support with the education of this person or whatever the person might be doing. This is how much we can also support. It is the duty of the two to make sure that they convince the two extended family. In fact, it is not easy because someone will even tell you, look, I didn't go to school because of you. Or I didn't do that because of you. Because we had to sacrifice so that you can be at where you are today. So they expect a lot from you, but communication can solve this issue. People are dying of pressure. Marriages are breaking because of the financial pressure coming from extended family. Marriages are breaking down every day. And I'm sorry, but this is happening. Couples, we have a lot of work to do. Let us act. Sometimes even good, we agree to disagree on certain things. Sometimes it's very good. Because we might not be helping, whoever we want to help, Because I mean, whatever they ask, and we give everything, because maybe we might not even have it. We have to go and borrow from a friend. We have to go and get it from somewhere and give it to them. They will understand. I mean, they will take it to be like, ooh, they are rich. They can support me in everything. I know. I mean, there are so many stories. I know of a family where one of them was outside Ghana and was trying to help the nephew, and the sibling thought that he has a lot of money, so whatever money we put it to him, he will be able to afford. So instead of, let's say, 500 Ghana cedis, they tell him, oh, it's 1,500. It was later that the one who was outside Ghana got to know that, no, it was actually this much. But they always triple it.
Oh.
Is it? You see what culture and mindset?
It's not helping. That is why, in fact, couples, we have a lot of work to do.
But
we have to use communication.
Couples, we should try as much as possible and work on each other. Sometimes you realize that one
This is Jafric Radio.
is more on the family than the wife or the husband. Taking that person's joy and rather satisfying the family.
Yes.
So I heard a friend of mine, he said, Naomi, very soon I will run away.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
In this country, I'm talking about especially those of us outside. The lady was saying, I will run. So I was trying to advise her, why is this financial issue? When it comes to the husband's family, let's do it.
Okay.
But when it comes to her family,
Now it's the other way around.
it's now
Female.
in this case, yes, they even have a joint. Everything they have a joint account. It is the man who brought the woman here. They have a joint account.
Okay.
But the man has upper hand on how to spend the money, and the woman is hurting.
Oh
She
my
works
goodness.
7 days a week just to support.
Okay.
But it's as if she's so stressed up. She can't even help her people, the people who took care of her and put her at a stage that the man saw her and married her, forgotten about those people when they need help. Then now that if it is her situation, we don't have this, why? But when it is his situation, let us do it.
This is Jafric Radio.
It is happening in so many, especially those of us staying outside. So I think we should try as much as possible to let our wives or our husband be our number one priority. When it comes to this, then as Uncle said, we have to communicate and convey the understanding very well. We have to take care of our goals, our aspirations, our desires, our expectations. If the two of us, those things are met, I think it will not be so difficult for us to extend. But when it comes like the balance is like this, one is up, one is down, it brings some sort of bitterness and so many things go wrong.
It's true. Wow, a lot has been said, and we have only 2 minutes to end up this program, Home Sweet Home, today. And we thank Uncle Kweku and Mama Naomi so much for their great contributions and explanations given about money and marriage. We have a lot of issues in our marriages because of this money matters. So we need to do our best to plan very well so that it will help us to live peacefully in our
This is Jafric Radio.
marriages. Uncle Goku, your last word, because we have just 2 minutes to go.
Very quick one. Very quick one. Married couples, husband and wife, don't be self-centered.
That's the point.
Think of the external family, the extended family. At least make sure you invest in someone else in the extended family.
Good.
Invest. There may be a time you may not be able to work. If that person you invested in is a person with a grateful heart, the person might turn and give you a helping hand.
That's
invest in others.
That is very true. Very, very true. Thank you so much, Uncle Kuku. Mama, your last word.
Okay. What I also want to say is that we all have financial shortcomings. Yes, as husbands and wife, we have financial shortcomings. Let us identify it and seek help. We have our financial differences. So let us identify it and know how best we can work on it to help bring peace and harmony when it comes to our finances in marriage. And we should have the desire and determination to change. From any kind of shortcomings we have, we should desire and be determined to change, to bring the joy and happiness that we need in our marriages that money has taken away. So we should be determined. After talking, we realize it. Be determined and desire to change, and you enjoy a happy marriage. Amen.
Thank you so much. Ebusianfo aheya. Ena yedemo AC ya kan bebre na atrem. Minim se bebre nso ena mode ahye mu kotokuom. Sanya beya ebeboama enije aba ewo ye fiefie bu. Efa yesika sem ho enkanka yebusia tenten no. Sanya yesi ede ohye eto yenuanom a ewa akwantu mu so. Eto da ya na anu edin. It is so betumi aye adwuma bia. Etu fo se fa unsa eye adwuma na edidi na unuanu hu se wa bra wetimi abeso wase. But so tena ho saa na wo se mumfamra ebi mu nso blood pressure ekumbio to be hu se uti anye ya na wakumgunia.
This is Jafric Radio.
Viewers, we have to end here for today, and you have heard from Uncle Kweku and Mama Naomi. A lot has been said today. I know that you will take decisions, very good decisions on this. So next week we'll come again on your way. Home sweet home. Home sweet home. Let me acknowledge the sponsors quickly that made this program possible to you. Is Bayside Modeling Agency, the Church of Pentecost Japan, Zion Company Limited, Afrokids Japan, Simon Noble Solicitors, Turmeric Hotel, Willie Knox James, and 1225 Jeans. And if you want to advertise your company or your products, you can still contact Jafric Radio. We can help you promote your company or any goods that you want to sell. And if you are having events like funerals, weddings, outdoorings, and church events, and you want us to announce it for you,
this is Jafric
we
Radio.
can still do that for you, and you pay just a little amount, very small amount of it. So we are open for announcements. So if you need to promote your goods or making announcements of the events that you want to do, you can still contact Jafric Radio
This is
on our
Jafric
Facebook,
Radio.
Instagram, and also we are on YouTube. Viewers, we want to end here for today, and we will meet same time next week, 4 o'clock Japan time. Until we meet again, we will say Sayo Nara.
This is Jafric Radio.